Well, it's about that time of the month already. I can't believe it's already been approximately a month since I last kind of updated y'all on kind of my real account. I make complaints. I kind of show off a few events here and there. But, well, we're back here again, and we're here to kind of showcase a little bit of my accounts, as well as kind of tell you my progress so far on a bunch of different things, as well as kind of just kind of updating you on how my game has been experience-wise. So it's been approximately a year so far since I started recording. So we're actually realistically quite a bit away. Realistically, I haven't necessarily been so much actively as I could have been before, but regardless, let's talk a little bit about my account. This marks basically my anniversary for like coming back and starting to play, like doing videos and stuff so far. It's pretty nice. But regardless of that, let's actually get right into it. So I started back when the Gift of Miss Santa was kind of coming along. And so let's actually talk a little bit about it. What has changed so far? For me personally, overall, my experience with the game has been better, for starters, I think. My understanding of the game has deepened, certainly, and I definitely have made insane improvements of when I was first in the beginning to where I am now. I understand the game a lot better, personally, even from just last month, because that's where we're kind of coming off from. But realistically, we're kind of like one year in, like fully in, because I did play this game. It's a little bit over a year since I played this game. I think if we go by my missions, we can probably kind of see where I'm at days-wise. Yeah, 330 days. We're about to kind of accomplish the year on it. Let me double-check that. If not 360, we're almost there. It's not quite there, but we're almost there. Let's see. Yeah, some of you are gonna get tired of me scrolling down. It's 133 rewards I haven't grabbed. Yeah, guys! As I feel now, we're gonna have to click on that. But yeah, let's see if I can actually find my days on here. I don't know if it shows you here or not. I'm gonna scroll down for no reason. And it's been at least 330 days, so it's almost been a year. Not quite these 365 days. So we're not quite there. I think we can double check on my here. Records. No. Battle records. Day, current rank. It's not really showing so far. But yeah, it's almost been a year, I guess. Not quite a year as of yet. But I'll make sure to kind of like record that when that happens, so when the year anniversary kind of pops off or whatever. But yeah, no, it's been pretty good experience so far. I will say this overall, over time, the experience has gone better, even with mistakes. I will say this: the game is easier to get into during anniversaries, obviously, because they're maximum rewards and such. But among that, there's been a few little bits of kinks and issues. I think we can actually, for me, I think we could, since the event's actually not over, we can actually get a little bit into it in the Perfect Mate event, for example, and actually check out the thing I was complaining about before. And we should actually go to access it now. No. Are you serious? What? Still can't? Hold on. Because I know I can obviously attempt this one. I know that. Why can't I fight this one yet? Because we could do this one right away. Why isn't this letting us do that? Because essentially what I was going to show you is one of my worst experiences in the game so far. I thought it would have been fine by now, but I guess not. A little bit confusing on that, but essentially, during this event, this was during the second anniversary event, and essentially, what I had discovered was one of my major issues in the game. Period. I have never felt so annoyed, and I understand mechanics are one thing and the such, but there are certain mechanics that I just do not vouch for, and that is essentially immunity to certain elements. I understand having resistance. This is one thing. That is the concept of the game. I'm not gonna hold it. If you're kind of running against a team that's not the correct element, you can basically get struck down by lightning. That is what it feels like. And this is one of those cases where challenge mode. I have never been able to complete a single challenge mode since I started this. No way, like at all. There are some people that just kind of have used better teams, obviously, than mine. Epsilon is one of those things that is just core mechanic to some of the more meta teams that are just able to clear them. Period of most of the like actual things, or most of the like events. Period. But the issue with that is that, well, yes, I tried to use the tag team character, which is the current new shiny character, tag team character. And well, they do a lot of damage in PvE, or I guess it's mostly PvP, like where they do like big numbers. It is really odd, is the main thing. Because sometimes it's one of those things where when you're getting to really high tier PvP, which is where I'm at the moment, especially when they reset, they kind of push you into harder brackets. I used to be number one straight up from the previous one before. I've gone back up to 285, but it's very aggressive around these parts. And we're talking not only aggressive, it's like a difference in stats that's like insane, by the way. We're talking 10,000 points of difference. And some of them are not necessarily the biggest deals. Some of them are just kind of a ranking things, as well as kind of leveling their characters up as much as we can. Obviously, I could do the same thing. It would be pretty easy for me to do that. Realistically, that's kind of like the big push. I have like 8 levels. I can like level everybody else to. There's really not that much issue levels wise, but I'm kind of building everybody else alongside with us, so I have every useful character that I can have. Because I know that you know what it feels to have a character that feels useless for an event. And that's what happened to me recently, so never again. I leveled up most of my blue characters. I leveled up most of the characters that I can use. There's still a lot of these characters that I'm still kind of on the way to leveling up and maxing out and stuff. But again, it's a long road here. I got up to John Smith, maxed out pretty much to rank 18. The next highest rank is 19 and then 20. That's the current highest level. I've got a lot of mats for rank 20, give or take a few. I'm not quite max level on my quests, so I can't necessarily farm them if I really wanted to, but they are a possibility among things. And that's kind of where a couple of things kind of get brought to my personal attention. That being is, how much is it actually worth ranking up the characters? And it's kind of one of those things where it's like, it's worth a lot, but also doesn't feel like it's enough. The reason I say this is because, at least in the aesthetic appearance, it doesn't seem to make that much of a difference, but it's the main way you get stats, essentially. And since it's kind of corresponding to the level you are, you're not going to be able to go past a certain point anyway. So it doesn't really matter that much. But it kind of gets to me where, like, certain characters that we're talking about, like, combat class and just power and the stuff. There's other characters that are just seemingly stronger than others. Period. And this has to do more with the kind of like the awakening, what it does. It doesn't really add that much stats, but some of the skills make it look like you got more stuff. But it's one of those things that doesn't really matter quite as much. And this is where it gets convoluted. I'm not gonna give it to you like straight. I'm not gonna give it to you. I'm trying to give it to you straight, but some of the mechanics that this game has had is really been confusing. And sometimes you see like a scary number, In PvP, I see there's like a 10,000 point difference, and honestly, sometimes I get scared. But it's not that much of a big deal. But it's not a big deal up until you get to like the top 10s. And some people just have meta god teams essentially, and I can't even look at them because they make me scared of how much somebody spent on them. And while I do understand that you can get one character and then upgrade it from a bunch of different dupes and stuff, that takes time. And I have been at this a year. Even another year wouldn't have been enough for this. Not enough. Period. It's a mixture of luck and a lot of money spent. A lot of money. I think when we're getting to like top 10s, we're talking like I think we're talking streamers. Some people are like, I don't know if they're JP or whatever. But there's a lot of different characters that just, if I look at them and they're like, well, there's a lot of characters here that are meta, period, and there's nothing about them. If you notice, the biggest meta characters are obviously the new Shadowfest, the new Shadow&Aurora combo. In like the swordsman and a rose, red and a rose, it's essentially the same teams, and there's a reason why that's the case. And I'll explain to you why simply. Because I understand, I've been going down this route because it's the same goddamn shit, and it's annoying. And the reason being is because for starters, whatchamacallit, Claire is an evasion character. She evades everything. Alexia, anniversary Alexia and anniversary, 1.5 anniversary Alexia and 1.5 anniversary Rose both have invincibility onto their kit. That is precisely why they're in the top 10. The only characters that basically make everything else negligible or in the top 10 are teams that counter those specific things, which is mostly blue characters. Blue and yellow are in the top. Blue because blue kills every red team, so blues, like red teams, can't make it up there. So it's like, well, we can't use anything. There's some odd team combinations that I'm seeing here. I think the reason behind this is an ult rush team. Probably a little bit more, and then like damage reduction wise, this helps with damage reduction. This obeys you getting one tap by the entirety of the team, so this is why it's there. No need for healers if you're not dying, right? This is to help everybody else not to die. This is to ensure that they get ultimate out of it. This is honestly kind of low, to be honest. This is just a nuke. But as you can tell, there's a bit of a trend with certain characters, right? So obviously some meta teams, obviously certain characters that are just, they got lucky enough to have. But it is scary, some of these teams, man. And I think I'm like, there's like a point where it's like strategies, like where it's just it's not a game of strategy, it's a game of stats. And in my case, I'm gonna lose most of the time. Period. There's no ifs, whats, or whatevers in this case. And the reasoning behind it is simply, everybody has their characters maxed out. Everybody has the new characters maxed out. And they have everything rank-wise maxed out. While I am competing in like the top 300 at the moment, I'm not gonna lie, it is scary. It is most PvP nowadays is just click on it once and then don't even try anything else because it just, I can't attempt it. I'm happy at 42 points an hour. I used to be like at 1,000. I was like a competition reaching like 1. Now I can't even hope to get past that one. Not now, at least in the meta wise. But that's kind of like PvP meta, this whole nutshell. You're kind of trying to outspend the other guy, or trying to how to meta the other person with a character you might have had like 3 years ago that you or like 2 years ago that you happen to max out early on but never use. But now that they have an SS plus, but now they have an SS plus like weapon. Now they're like actually useful. A lot of those themes kind of show up. And while I'm not necessarily like the best person to kind of showcase that, I do think it's kind of like very interesting that it's mostly just waiting on SS plus gear and seeing if some of them are going to be good or some of them are going to be bad. But that's PvP for me. Characters wise, as I said, most of my characters are kind of like, we're about halfway through my characters, so kind of maxed out. My battle power is about 500,000, give or take. It's pretty decent. I'm max level. I typically have been hitting that fairly fast. Mostly because the campaigns, at least, have been very like triple the drops pretty consistently. So I've been able to just kind of get into that group. But that's what it's been looking like. Characters that I've honestly added, for example, has just been like, honestly, I kind of finished up at Delta recently. Well, Delta finished on quotations. I finished up her quest actually recently. As you can tell, I have this one completed. There's 333 days, 3 hours left. That is perfect 3. Make a wish. I wish to be able to make that a living on this. Let's go. All right, we'll go with that. Bit of a wish there, but it is what it is. But yeah, no. So we got this. I completed this. It was kind of nice. I think this is really good for people that were starting out with their second anniversary missions. This is a fantastic set of missions. It especially helps a ton. For example, I think they gave us like 200, 200 of the shards for racing per rarity. You actually get this back. You can, as long as you have 200 of these, you can actually get that back. This is actually a very nice bonus. You get to upgrade a character, you get like that back, so you don't actually miss out on anything, and then you actually complete a quest as well. They give you plenty of time. They give us like 364 days, give or take, since the second anniversary. I finished it because I just wanted to see what we're going to get. And I will actually be talking about a little bit, because they actually have been giving us like a bunch of tickets. This is kind of like an example of the Shadow Festival. I'm not going to pull on it quite yet. This is actually not timed. If you wanted to kind of see what was in the Shadow Fest ticket as well, I'm going to be showcasing in a second. But this actually includes new characters. Not newish, but like it actually has a guaranteed Shadow Fest character essentially, which I think is quite nice. I don't think this is bound to be upgraded. I think maybe we should wait and see what's going to happen to this one. I doubt it's going to be the batch is going to be upgraded, or not the roster. Is it the roster? Yeah, the roster character is not going to be updated. So this is what we get. If you're all interested, take a moment, pause the video and stuff. But this is what we have. This is what we can get. Most of the original seven shadows. Shadow, Wicked. Oh my god. Well, that nearly fell. Hold on a second. Oh, my laptop nearly fell on me. That's fantastic. Gotta love it. Yeah, no, but this is kind of what we have. Yeah, no, it's pretty decent, at least for roster-wise, especially if you're kind of coming into the game. It's pretty decent. It kind of gives you even, I think some of the best ones are probably Scarlet Blood Queen Elizabeth is kind of like something that's pretty decent. Perfect Sword Play Alexia Midgar is pretty good. Golden Nightingale's Yukime is also really decent. Scarlet, I already said that one. Moonlight Path with Oriana has pretty good potential. And I think the power in my left Claire might be decent. But other than that, these two are always kind of like in the roster of usable characters. So if anything, these are going to be like useful still for some time. Which kind of surprises me, to be completely honest with you. I think among the more useful ones, I think Seda might be like really decent as well. I might go with getting Awakening Our Shadow, for example. And talking about getting characters Shadowfest, let's talk a little bit about the kind of endeavor and shit show that I think went on during the Black Friday campaign. So yeah, no. I think God didn't actually back out, but now that they didn't back out, we can actually safely say we're getting like at least I'm getting 2 free characters. I don't think I take that back. Yeah, so they accidentally misclicked a number, so they kind of decided not to take it back, which I find very... Oh, I don't think I have. Oh, that's so sad, actually. So I actually don't have access to Awakening Our Shadow. It's kind of sad. I will be getting Shadow, I think, at least, and I think Seda, at least. But yeah, no, those are characters that they kind of dropped on accident, essentially. And so the original plan would be, my guess, is to kind of sell you some of the Black Friday coins. You weren't supposed to get more than 2, to be honest with you. Period. And that was for quite a bit of money. It's close to $2,000 is what they kind of were thinking of selling it for. 100,000 per coins, and then on this one it would have been another 10,000 per pack, by the way. So Team Caravan did a kind of like a pretty good move, I think. I appreciated them kind of not retroactively taking it back, because I think it would have caused more chaos. And like for the few people that did manage to get it, good for them. Everybody else, sorry guys, can't do this, because that basically dropped the ball, dropped like a huge amount. Because here's the thing, I think what would have happened before is they were only planning on giving us 70k, so you would have been pushed to at least buying one of the $100 packs. So they would have technically lost $700, quote unquote. But the idea was, we give you this fake money for real money, so you can actually spend $100 on it. Well, that and then some, because you actually also have to get the weapon drops themselves, by the way. Which, mind you, great marketing stuff. I think that these are a little bit overpriced, especially with just the... I mean, $800 for this is crazy, man. I mean, it's guaranteed, and you also get like another bunch of other stuff, but it's really crazy to me just having seeing that amount. You also do get the gems or whatever, but it's like you don't even get 9,600. You get some of these, and then you get like a lot of food, and then this is basically worthless to me. These tickets are not bad. Limited to 1 pull ticket. Premium summon, limited 1 ticket. I think that's kind of mid. Premium summon? Yeah, these are standard. These are like regular summon tickets. I think the premium pulls are from this one, actually. Wait, what are the premium pulls, actually? That might be for like a different banner entirely. It could just be for everything else as well. Limited time missions or whatever. Maybe not the worst. Again, one of those things that it's hard to know. If anybody knows what the premium tickets are for, let me know. But yeah, that entire fucking shit show honestly did very simple math on it. I will be making like an actual separate video talking about that, because that's another thing to talk about as well. That was fucking funny. Great that they actually kept it up. I do appreciate the kind of like them keeping us that. It's honestly been a fantastic month during this November, right? It was really good. It was Shadowfest Central, basically. They basically gave everybody 3 free Shadowfest characters from this 7 Shadows Power Up event. They're also technically giving us 2 as well from this one. Yeah, so they're technically giving us 2. So this is another one, by the way. Completing this is another one. Yeah, this is another guaranteed. So once you complete it, I think the expectation was for you to complete it over the year, and it would have been kind of like short. to me, this is just relatively short time frame, so completing the quest wasn't really. It's just a matter of time, 30 days, give or take. I kind of pushed yesterday, so I can kind of complete it, kind of showcase a bit. But definitely Shadow Fast Central. We also got this extra 10 tickets as well. This is specifically for this banner. I'm personally going to wait until the next character kind of shows up in case to see if they're going to drop the next one as well. To see if I maybe have the chance of getting another one. It'd be pretty nice. Even putting that aside, it's been also a bit of a kind of like a shitty, honestly I'll say it was like really, really shit banner for me. That was also what came along, I think, hold on a second, I don't know if I'm sure of that. Hold on. Well, that's not showing up, that's kind of funny, but this is, and I also found out how much it is actually now. People already told me 10 magic cores are needed to convert 1 magic crystal. That's actually kind of good to know as well. For sure, it's definitely 10 to 1. It's kind of sad. Maybe I was scoping a little bit. It is what it is. Can I actually make some? Hold on. So I just click here and then convert magic cores. Only we can make magic cores from characters with reach, or we can coordinate them. That's kind of interesting to know. Yeah, no, there's nothing else I can really do. I tried to kind of showcase my summon history, but nothing really shows up. It's only this thing, which I have. That was 125. That was quite a bit ago. Kind of odd, really. Because someone on this one, oh, it's not there. Hold on. I mean, I have the video up. It doesn't really matter. Not too much anyway, but yeah, no, that banner was total garbage. I'm not gonna hold you. That felt like I was scammed. I went 230. I had to pity the weapon and the character, and even after 230, I still didn't get a chance. Of, like hell, like that was so bad. I barely got any characters really. So that to me was pretty bad. That was by far my worst experience. Period. It's not even. Does not even compare to that one, because even on this one, I got the weapon and the character kind of early-ish. I still went 230 on this one, mostly just to get the character and the weapon, and I got another copy. So you know, that kind of came out of nowhere in my opinion. But so that kind of bit kind of showcases the luck has ended for me for a bit. So. It came right after too, so it was luck central before, and then right after it was just like dog shit. I don't know what it did. But other than that, we also have like the new current events. We have like a ton of right now, by the way. So we have this one. Obviously, you completed that one. You kind of set. We have holiday campaign limited missions. We have the Sage's gift missions, and this is where you can get like an extra 500 Phantasm gems if you give it to Ada. I think ideally you're supposed to balance it out between the two of them. I think I'm going to try and see if I can reach for 100 presents or whatever. The next issue that I kind of think that might happen during this upcoming month as well. I just hope that this boss hunt does not have the same thing as the other ones. I will be trying this out earlier to make sure that nothing like that happens, because I was really pissed off when that happens. So I will be checking this one soon enough as well. But other than like potential issues, the game has been fine. There's been a lot of loot, a lot of like good stuff. Other than the 80, like the 50, the 63k in gems that I had to cough off for Aurora and Shadow, it's been pretty good. I think I haven't really need to summon any banner recently. Maybe because I did summon on Alexia was kind of nice. I skipped Bepsilon again, and the Awakening Hour and the Double Trouble banner. That was also really nice. They had like the double banner for both of them, for Aurora and the Awakening Hour Shadow. That was kind of like a nice hint at what was coming up, which I think is quite fascinating. So if we ever see a tag team event, that's probably what it was going to be. The tag team, kind of like take that as a kind of like note, like as a understanding. But yeah, no, it's been pretty. Isn't pretty good. At least just normal gameplay wise. We also did get the battle pass as well. The battle pass system is honestly kind of mediocre. This is like a nice unit, and it's relatively cheap compared to everything else. So as long as you reach 30, you're actually guaranteed like a really nice character and their weapons, including a potent magic drop, which allows you to craft her magic, her SS plus gear. Obviously, you have to also take into account that you also need to have her SS plus plus as well. So it's going to be a little time before you can actually craft her gear. But given the triple rates currently on, I think it's not a bad character to pull out. But if you're just starting out, I wouldn't recommend paying for this. If you're kind of like a continuing player, that would be fine. At least for the game wise. I'm not going to personally buy it. It could be worse. I think at least money wise, the character's worth it. I think for one copy, I think it's fine. It's really not been the craziest thing. They're both decent characters. And again, Holiday, you do get a free cherry, which I think she's also really decent. I actually did get her as well. I actually finished up the 100,000 coins that they ask you, which is quite a bit, honestly. And she is kind of down here. So she is kind of like, I haven't spent the charts on that as well. But we've got a couple shops as well, if you want to check them out. I do think that they are giving out still. Festival of Your Choice might still be around. No. Events of Your Choice. No, this is from a different banner. I think that one already left. You know, but this banner's this is pretty nice. At least right now, if you log in, I think you can get one character, which I think is nicer for them. And you can pick a character you want, at least. So that's kind of nice for them, ish. You know, when you accidentally make it kind of like how can I put it, 100,000 instead of 10,000, you kind of have an issue. Yeah, no, this was poor intern. We shall send our love from the pits of Tartarus, my friend. But yeah, no. At least that's kind of it for like updates on the game, I think, as well. I do have a small update on my Shadow base though. So we have officially correct level hub 11, guys. It is still about 1.1 million, same amount as before. This is still a shit ton of freaking currency. I can't do this. It's a lot cheaper for the upgrading the actual things themselves. I think what would be next for me, however, it's going to be, I think, the storehouse, most likely. Or maybe not. No, it's not even as many characters I can get. I think it's going to be the dormitory, I think, first. I think it's recommended as the dormitory. Yeah, we need more characters, possible. So this is going to be next. This costs 464,000. This is going to be the more pricier kind of upgrade, but that's not really much of a choice now. But we officially cracked level 11. Again, some of these upgrades are going to take slowly and slowly less time, but they're also going to take substantially way more time. It's not really quite good, I'd say. The Shadow base is kind of a very long-term thing. It's very, 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 very long. I'm very thankful that they've updated this a bunch of different times where you can actually get like the little bit every couple of seconds. So they actually have that on the second timer. So in case you're like 30 of the 30 of the logs off, they actually do give them to you now. which is nice. Plus, some of that stuff still takes time, but we're 11 guys now, so first one to 11. For those of you that ever ask, yeah, we're 11. Well, no, wait, hold on. That kid, no. We're at level 11. Level 11. That is, well, that's gonna be fun. But yeah, no, so that's kind of it for me, I think, for my account anyway. It's really just slowly over time, just like playing the game, you kind of just slowly do quests. Story-wise, I have been enjoying this. I think we're in chapter 31. We're really kind of close to finishing it off. I've been kind of holding myself back just so I'm instantly kind of consume it all. But at least on hard difficulty, I have been going up a little bit up the ladder as well. We're at chapter 24 on the difficulty. I already seen most of the main quests. I should actually finish this up to like the max because I've seen the entirety of this. It's just a matter of just actually completing it as well. But even that aside, I think one of our upcoming things that we're going to be doing, and this is kind of like telling you guys, like, hey, this is going to be the next endeavor soon enough. I think we're about ready, from my personal perspective, we're about ready to start taking this on. Hopefully this is good. Nothing, no shit comes along. I think we're probably more than prepared at this point. We're quite a few floors off from even the max one. I think if we go by like floors, I think we should be prepared up to like level 25. Not 25. I guess floor 15 maybe. Probably still maybe good. Maybe did good on that one as well. Don't know about this one. Maybe? I mean, we have like 69,000 power. I think like I've seen this is a lot. You know, 25 is insane. At 28 to 28, we're talking like insanity. Yeah, minimal power is 100,000 is crazy. Especially since this is like an power up of like 4,000. Holy shit! No wonder those people are so high on that one. Hold on, man. All right. Yeah, I think that's kind of it. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to know. I might actually send you guys an update, but there's really not much I can really update. It's been a good kind of like endeavor. Characters have been upgraded quite a few times. I think we finally reached a couple of characters that actually awakened 5. Some of them we can't really do anything with them, so there's really not much of a point of us having them at that level, other than for completion at that point. But yeah, no. Let me know if there's anything you guys would like for me to like test, find out something. But yeah, no, that's been it for that. Thank y'all for thank you for those of you who are kind of sticking around for a bit. We've reached about 64 subs, which is quite a bit. So thank y'all for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day and stay safe. Bye bye.